Good morning, everyone. It's Crypto Meow Analysis coming at you with an update video on Bitcoin. Welcome back to the channel. So Bitcoin has slipped again, unfortunately, and the chart has changed in a meaningful way since our last update. Price is now trading around $90,400 as of this morning, and it's struggling to reclaim key areas of resistance at 91.3, which is now flipped resistance because it's been resistance 91.3. We broke out, and then unfortunately we broke below it again. The bounce we saw earlier is losing steam. The EMA ribbon is widening bearishly, and Bitcoin is sitting deep inside a demand zone. So let's break down what this setup means and where the price is headed next. So, unlike the previous bounce, this candle shows hesitation. Bitcoin rejected off of 91.3 to 93,000 zone, and it is now drifting back down to the middle of the purple demand block, which we have marked at 83.6 to 91.3. So again, remember, this was previously support, which has flipped resistance now, and you're struggling to break out of it. Now, you did break out of the 20-day EMA, but at 89.8, but it looks like you're coming back and you're retesting it as resistance, as support right now. So we have a textbook lower high and lower low structure forming on the daily. Lower high and lower low, but on a very very shorter time frame, it looks like you're creating some sort of bear flag. So no matter how long this goes for, I'm not really sure how long it's going to accumulate for before you break down, but there's still a chance of it breaking out of structure and going back up to the all-time highs, but we'll get to that a little bit later in the video. So the immediate resistance right now, so as long as you're looking at your phone and you're like, hey, where's resistance? It's 91.3, which has been the case since our update videos starting in November 19th, since we originally broke down. So 91.3 is still the area of resistance, and the price is failing to break this area. This is now short key term barrier, unfortunately. The overhead resistance cluster between 95 and 106,000 is all resistance. This includes the previous range of the bottom of the EMA ribbons until Bitcoin gets back over 106k. The macro trend stays bearish, unfortunately. The demand zone is between 83.6 and 91,000, which we're in right now, but we do need to see a strong recovery back up. If we don't, the next major demand zone would be 70,000, which does coincide with the next area of support. So based on the EMAs, it's fully bearish. I mean, we're very very bearish. It's all spreading apart. It's all angled downward and sitting well above the price. So the EMAs are setting way above the price, with the exception of the 20-day simple moving average, which right now we're coming and we're retesting as support in the macro support structure at 83 to 91. Okay. So unfortunately, there is no bullish follow through yet. The attempted recovery fizzled out quickly, which is very important because once we broke 91.3, we said 95 was the next area. If we don't get to 95, then we're going to get stuck and we're going to get smacked back down, which is exactly what happened last time. So we said 91.3 was resistance. If it doesn't break, you're going to come back down, retest before the next determination, which is exactly what happened. We came back down. We actually tagged 83.6, and then we actually made a higher high. So the same thing follows now. You might actually break down and break this structure and make a lower low before consolidating, hopefully above 83.6 at that point, and then we could get the next move. So basically, Bitcoin is not reclaiming levels; it's testing them and failing as of right now. This latest move looks like a pause before a continuation downward rather than accumulation or reversal, in my opinion. So the entire structure leans bearish unless buyers step in aggressively. So the scenarios right now, it's primarily bearish in my opinion. So if Bitcoin stays under 91.3, price gravitates towards 83,006. And if that fails, you're making a lower low. And then the next major demand zone in the breakdown target of 70,000, which we have marked on the chart. The bullish scenario, which is low probability as of right now, in my opinion, is Bitcoin needs to daily close above 91.3, follow through to the 95,000, which is what we have, and then a full reclaim of the EMA ribbons near 107, near 107,000. That would be, which also does coincide with the 618 on the shorter time frame, right? Once it could do that, only then does the trend truly shift to, oh my gosh, like it's going to be something like this where we came all the way down and then we're actually getting a breakout for the next higher high, which in that case I would say, well, we turn bullish again and 139 to 148 is the next structure. So let's quickly look at the weekly Gaussian channel, which is now a indicator that I do look at. We are fully in the Gaussian channel right now. The second that we do close below this channel, I do think that it's full blown bearish. So I might be calling the bear market a little bit early, but for me it doesn't matter because my goal is to accumulate as much Bitcoin during the bear market as possible. But you can see that during this entire move and once we turned green and once we broke out, we never went back into the channel. And the same thing is said last time. Once we broke out, with the exception of obviously the COVID crash, the flash crash, we came back up and we retested this channel as support. And every single time we did, we made a higher high until we got into the channel and then eventually capitulated and it printed red, which lasted 427 days of pure bearishness. Now, again, the bear market technically started here in November of 2021, but nobody really knew until we got this nasty capitulation. So again, I might be calling it a little early, but based on all the indicators and based on what I'm seeing, I do think that this is the first step of the bear market starting. We are now in the Gaussian channel and we're just chopping around, creating some sort of bull flag like we did last time, right? And we're just waiting for this breakdown, in my opinion, obviously. But that's pretty much it. I did want to show you guys. So obviously the next time we look at the Gaussian channel, if the price is below and we're printing red, then obviously, however long it takes for us to recover, I don't know, but we'll just keep monitoring it at that point. Now it is fully bearish on the daily. Obviously we are way under the channel on the daily. So, but I'm not really worried about that because really it's the weekly that matters. That's pretty much it. So overall, Bitcoin is losing strength and remains under critical resistance. The trend is still bearish, momentum is fading, and the demand zone is being pressured again. So unless Bitcoin reclaims key levels quickly, the chart points towards the deeper downside, which again is 83.6 and then $70,000. Let me know what you're seeing. Let me know what you think. Is Bitcoin gearing up for another leg down, or is this another liquidity grab before the next push up? Just remember, none of this is financial advice. It is all just my opinion. Thank you so much, and please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and join me in my journey to accumulating 1 Bitcoin during the bear market. Thank you. Have a great day, and I'll catch you in the next video.